outside. It's snowing. This is Corey, and this is the Anthem podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Rob.
Somewhere in the world that will apply.
Well, it did snow this week elsewhere.
Yeah.
I have family in Calgary. It was snowing in Calgary. It snowed in Chicago.
You have family in Calgary?
Calgary, yes.
Un-American pigs.
This is the guy who loves Canada and hockey.
Yeah.
And all un-American things.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Yeah.
And, CFL.
I don't really care.
I feel like you're a CFL.
I don't really care for the CFL.
The extra 10 yards. Not a fan.
Listen, we just got to overcompensate, eh?
It's gotta be bigger than American football, eh?
Everybody, welcome. I just wanted to say we didn't really do a Thanksgiving episode this year.
Yeah, because fuck you guys, honestly.
Yeah, but I would like to say thanks, even if Rob would not. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, rating, sharing with your friends, all that stuff. Thank you for clicking on the Amazon link to do your holiday shopping. And just thank you for being you. It's a very, very nice person to be. You.
That's a very PC thing to say.
Whoever you are.
Very PC thing to say.
Well, I mean, usually if you say you in like a derogatory enough manner, it sounds like threatening.
Thanks for being
you. What are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and thank you for being you. And whether you listen to us on Dogcatcher or Stitcher or iTunes, we thank you for all of your ratings and your reviews and your comments. And we certainly hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving break.
Meanwhile, your mother, who listens to every episode of the podcast,
No, the fact that she still invited me to Thanksgiving tells me that she does not listen to the podcast, which is probably better for everybody. So,
God, I can't remember things I say on this podcast. That's only bad news.
Yeah. Well, you need to hire an intern just to listen and tell us the things that we've said.
I'm just going to need somebody who has like a photographic memory of all the things I've said on the podcast to follow us around.
Yeah.
So that when eventually when I'm famous and reporters come up to me and they're just like, Corey, I'd like to talk to you about what you said on episode 59 of the podcast. I'd be like, Jerry, a little help.
What's more?
I did an impression of somebody who wasn't doing their job. #, do your job or quit. By the way, exciting news.
We've spoken to our legal department.
I spoke to the legal department of the Anthem podcast. In case you don't know, he's sitting over there.
There's no cameras this week.
Oh yeah, sorry about the no cameras this week. My computer is
abysmal.
Yeah, I described it to Rob like this. I've been treating my computer like a $2 whore for the last 4 years. Just beating the ever living shit out of it, not caring at all about how it feels, and
riding it rough and putting it away wet.
Right, yeah, exactly. So it's kind of out of memory at the point where it makes editing videos a little bit difficult. And we're going to Miami next week, and I don't really have the extra income at the moment to get new memory. But next week, video.
Yeah, sure.
Because next week we have a special episode.
Right. I was going to say the week after that we'll have new live video.
Yeah. But where it's like, get this, we have 15 of these TVs and they're $20.
Right.
So yeah, you're getting a substantial deal on doing it that way, but then you also have to kill somebody in order to get it.
Or you have to snatch it from the hands of a child.
Right.
One or the other. So, for those of you who follow Corey or I on Facebook, he shared a video of a grown woman snatching, I believe it was a blender, because they never do the TVs as the doorbusters. It's always a blender.
It looked like a crock pot.
Maybe
honestly.
a crock pot.
Or some sort of slow cooker or something like that.
So, woman grabs one of these crock pots, whatever it is, hands it to the daughter. It was probably 4 or 5,
maybe even
7.
less.
A very small child.
Yeah.
Then grabs 2 for herself. So now family has 3 of these things that are probably $15.
Which you probably only need one of.
Right. And they're $15, maybe. And let's say they're usually priced at 20, or they were priced at 20 2 days ago. But if you shopped for them in October, they would have been 10. So you're still paying more than you would have paid in October, but theoretically it's less than you would have paid last week.
Yeah, but that was in the holiday season.
Right. Well, you know.
It's important to buy these things at the llast possible minute.
When you have to fight somebody for it. It's a
Right.
competition. That makes it fun.
Yeah.
And so little girl is toddling along with this slow cooker or whatever it is in her hands. And a grown woman comes up and just snatches it out of her hands.
Right.
Proceeds to fight the mom for it. And that's when I get distracted because someone else does like this end zone dive over the crowd onto the pile of cookers, and then the whole pile of them just spills out into the floor.
It looks like somebody was trying to do like
Cam Newton.
like doing the over the line. Yeah.
Yeah, just going in for the touchdown into the pile and just. And then the one I shared with you, where it's like they had to set up the cattle gates and allow people to go in one by one, and then one person skipped through, or like two people went instead of just one, and then floodgates opened.
Yeah, and then it was
everybody charged. People, what the fuck? When I was gonna say the one I shared on yours, the on your wall. There was a woman who the gates were split and like security was standing inside of this gated in like this little safe zone that was built in. And there was a woman who did like an NFL running back like juke. She was like, should I go left? Should I go right? And then ended up getting hit from behind and jammed into the corner of the gate.
Yeah.
And then stuck as people flowed past her. And I'm like, you're supposed to be making game time decisions in the store and grabbing stuff and you can't figure out which side of the gate to go down? Come on, lady. But it's like, I've never been to the mindset, and maybe we needed somebody here to explain that. Somebody who went out this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning to go shopping, because I just don't understand.
Well, and like Rachel's out right now getting stuff at Old Navy because they're having the 50% off sale today for Black Friday. But she went out at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Right.
Which is not like, I'm sure it's still busy as fuck there.
But it's
not like it's not like waking up first thing in the morning to go get a blender for $5.
Right.
And you know what? We got a 55-inch flat screen for only $4.99, but only on Friday, only on Black Friday.
Bullshit though.
And then you say to yourself, "Oh Jesus Christ! Well, I got to get him that TV anyway."
Right.
And if on Monday that thing costs $600, then I can save myself $100 just by going on Friday.
But it doesn't. I mean, yes, it will. On Monday, it'll cost. I mean, $600.
so even if you're going like, hey, listen, I could buy a TV on Christmas Eve,
right?
Like,
and
it
on
doesn't
Christmas
even
Eve,
matter.
You could buy it for $515,
right?
$20 more than you paid on Black Friday.
Right. But I'm saying like somebody will look at a thing in a circular or whatever and be like, Jesus Christ, $500 for a 55-inch TV.
Right.
I'd be mad if I didn't do it. People don't know what things cost.
That is the problem. People have no idea what things cost. That when you say, "Oh my God, that TV is $500," if you were paying attention in July, that TV was $500.
Right.
But you weren't thinking Christmas when that TV went on sale in July. You were thinking, "Oh, $500, that's a lot for a TV." But then when they say Zenith 55-inch, usually $650, now $500. You're like, I'm going to have to kill a toddler, but I'm going to get that TV. Because we don't have any idea about the value of money. In the same way that you think $15 an hour is a lot, but it's really not a lot. You're comparing it to what you make and what you made when you first started out, and it sounds like a lot, but it's actually not a lot. People don't understand the value of money.
No.
You're stealing a $15 slow cooker from a toddler that 6 weeks from now will be $12 because it was $12 8 weeks ago and you just weren't paying the fuck attention.
Right.
And you're trampling people and you're fighting each other. And you know what? These are the same people that when you find out that there's a 25-minute line to vote, they're like, well, fuck it, I don't have time for that. You stood outside in the cold for 4 hours to get a fucking $10 off a TV, and I can't get you to stand outside for 10 minutes to go fucking vote? The fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, that's for sure.
But they're also the people who show up to Donald Trump rallies.
Oh, God.
So maybe they will vote this time.
All right, well...
Christ.
I don't even know what to do about Trump anymore.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not even Trump, because... honestly, as a piece of performance art, I think it's beautiful.
Oh yeah,
it's the world's greatest art installation.
This is Donald Trump say it's an art piece called "Everything Wrong with Democracy," and Donald Trump's just out there. I think he comes off stage and wipes his brow and he's like, "Still up in the polls." All right, let's get crazier. Like, what else can we do?
I like to imagine that Trump was sitting up in his gold-covered office.
Yeah.
He's just like, I really like this Idiocracy movie. How come I can't get one before it?
Hey, listen, okay.
Listen, nobody wants to pay for it. It's like, how much would it be? $8 million? I don't want to pay for that. I'll just run my own campaign.
I'll just do it. But yeah, now the last couple weeks, last week we talked about, God, which one, what was the story last week? Was that the Gold Crescents? Yeah, so last week, Trump said he wouldn't be opposed to marking all Muslims in the country so that we could clearly identify them.
Yeah, well, let's be fair here. He got talked into it by a reporter.
Okay, sure.
A reporter said, "You haven't ruled this out." And he's like, "Of course not. I haven't ruled anything out."
Right.
Of course Donald Trump wouldn't really do it. He just hasn't ruled it out.
But wait, then he was challenged on it again later the week, and he said, "What?"
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Oh, yeah. No, he defended. He said it wasn't a trick question. No, I haven't ruled it out. We need to do something to defend ourselves against these people. And I don't want to say that. It was something to the effect of these people. Those people.
Right.
Them. Something like that. Another group.
Yeah.
And he would do anything to secure the country, including, doing observation of the mosques and, spying on them. And
or shutting them down.
Anything that needs to be done.
Right.
He followed that up with, what was the next thing?
There was the
beatings.
The beatings
was the next thing, where his rhetoric, his xenophobic, racist rhetoric, led to Black Lives protesters. One.
When the first thing you come out with as a presidential candidate is, we need to build a wall so great that the rest of the world will fear our borders. And then you upset legitimate Mexican-American or, Latino-American citizens who are like, listen, I don't want to be asked for my green card every time I'm walking down the street.
You're going to start rounding people up. I'm going to have a problem.
I was born in El Paso.
Right.
My parents were born in El Paso.
I was born in Cleveland, all right? Yeah.
So understandably, some people wanted to protest that. Understandably, some people wanted to protest from Black Lives Matter.
Which is their thing.
Yeah.
By the way, they did it to Bernie Sanders.
Right.
The most left candidate you could possibly have. He's a Democratic Socialist.
Not only that, the one who, for as long as he's been in politics, has been pretty much right on with that point.
Yeah, but they went out and protested him.
Yeah.
That's what they do. But no. So,
they protest everybody. So
right.
Trump should just deal with it. But instead, what happens is Trump will shout things from the stage like, get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Right.
And then goons will take them outside and beat the ever-living shit out of them.
Oh, wait, no. Beat them and then take them outside.
Yeah.
That was it. Don't get it twisted. They do that while he's watching. He is condoning the beating that is occurring. And then they take them outside. What's his newest in the top hits?
Well, there's a reporter for the New York Times who has a birth defect.
Yeah.
A disability from birth. I don't want to just necessarily say defect, but basically what happens is that I can't remember exactly what the condition was, but I think it was nervous system related, where he sort of, again, I'm not trying to
You're already good.
I'm not trying to minimize this guy at all.
He has a problem with his arm.
He has a problem with his arms. He sort of has like a T-Rex thing going with his arm.
That's what I was trying to avoid you from saying.
Well, I'm just it's an audio podcast. I'm trying my best to give somebody a visual idea. But there will be a picture up in the video if you're watching that.
T-Rex arm.
I'm not trying to minimize his struggle. I'm just
microaggression, which I just learned what that was this week, by the way. Microaggression.
Oh man, this episode of South Park is on point.
Oh god.
Yeah, so he had gotten into it with Trump about the whole Muslims were celebrating on the Jersey side of the Hudson about
you mean
9/11.
The story that's clearly not true.
Right.
Clearly not true. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, by the way, there were some Israelis that were arrested celebrating on one side of the in New Jersey near the George Washington Bridge. And if you listen to Immortal Technique, he actually talks about it in the song. 4 non-Arabs were arrested near the George Washington Bridge. Then they were later released, and the story died, and nobody heard about it again. Until Trump brought it up, and it became thousands. I mean, literally thousands of Arabs.
Right. But
are Muslims.
So anyway, as I was trying to not make fun of this reporter, Trump, on the other hand, goes up on stage and basically does like the old, like... Well, yeah, I mean, sort of like, do you remember like in elementary school when people were doing the retarded thing?
Yeah.
And they were just sort of like...
Mencia doing it.
Yeah, doing like the hand like that, just going like, I like a pot drink, you know, like whatever. Yeah. He was basically doing that on stage, going like, and you should have seen this reporter. He was just like, I don't remember what I was talking about. And it's just like, he just made fun of a retarded person on stage.
Wait. What you're telling me is he did this at a very private interview. It was called on a webcam.
No, a rally in front of thousands of people.
It must have been at like a very...
Well, hundreds. I can't
imagine people. And it certainly wasn't in a battleground state or somewhere where there's certain...
I believe it was South Carolina.
Okay.
If I remember correctly.
Well, at least he's right there in the little bread basket.
Yeah.
Where he's going to hit a home run anyway. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah, well...
So let's recap.
Yeah.
Don't go Black Friday shopping.
It's too late.
Well, don't do it in the future.
Yeah.
Instead, go to otheanthem.com, click on the Amazon link.
Shop online.
And have everything brought to you.
Why not?
And it helps us.
And hopefully we'll have some swag on the website by Christmas, and then just buy gifts. Oh, the Anthem
just buy
gifts.
Oh, the Anthem shirts.
Sure, why not?
Number 2, Donald Trump has the most amazing performance art I've ever seen.
And I think that's a way to start looking at it. I'm going to look at it as a performance piece called Democracy is Falling.
I made the point to you last night that I think part of the reason why the Republicans are letting Trump do this for so long is because the longer he's doing it, and I mean, he's not going to win.
No.
He can't at the end win after all this.
No, but just hog in that spotlight.
But just take up all the air, take up all the press, take up all the comm inches, and then all the rest of the candidates who are going to legitimately be running for president can get away with going to rallies where preachers are calling for the death of gay people.
Right. Yeah.
And not have that written about.
By the way, none of those 3 people are going to win presidency either.
No, but I mean, at least they'll be in Cruz will be in serious conversation. Jindal's already gone.
He can't be president! Ted Cruz cannot be president.
And then finally, the Ravens need to lose the rest of their games to make me feel better about getting a top 5 pick. So and then coming in next year and running the table. Worst to first.
So, in recap...
and fuck the Redskins.
Americans as a whole suck. The American electoral process sucks. And our favorite Baltimore Ravens suck.
Yeah.
We're really just going out on top. This has been a great podcast this week.
2015 has just been the best.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you want more Oh the Anthem.
Things that don't suck.
Go to otheanthem.com. Download Do Your Job or Quit hairpiece. And put it on people who aren't doing their job.
Yeah.
Like, just, it'll be great fun.
Mm-hmm.
Great fun. You can put one on Tressman.
Hey.
Put one on top of Tressman. Just do your job or quit.
Catch him snoozing up in the booth.
If you found a picture of Lee Mazzilli sleeping in the dugout, you could put it on him.
You should do that. You should do a couple of those just to get the ball rolling.
Yeah. I will. I'll be on top of it.
Good.
Furthermore, if you wish to reach us on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram,
Mobby nominated.
Send us these things. Oh, the Anthem for that. And the listener line, 443-219-7595.
What's the number again?
443-219-7595.
And you can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you check out robertncheek.com for links to all of my blogs, YouTube pages, and websites, and everything that's Robert N. Cheek related. By the way, found an interesting factoid this week. If you search Robert N. Cheek in Google, no quotes, no nothing, Robert N. Cheek, I am the first 2 pages of results.
Really?
How fucking awesome.
Nice.
Little things like that make me happy.
I'm going to have to see how many other Corey Bakers are ahead of me.
But, so...
I'm sure there's like a competitive gymnast who's really like...
taking all the
top Google results.
Yeah, damn it. But yeah, robertandcheek.com and at Robert and Cheek on all your social networks. You can also find links to my books through Amazon on the website there.
Buy Rob's books.
Thank you, sir. Man, make sure you check out the DirtyShoreUnderground.com for the other website that's on the Anthem Network. I think this week, when this posts, we will have had our final Walking Dead mid-season finale bonus episode. Those have been going really well. We've been staying in the top front page of YouTube. If you search for The Walking Dead or hashtag TWD or hashtag The Walking Dead, we've been in the top page of searches. So that's fantastic. So check it out. Everybody's checking it out. You might as well.
All right. Well, I think we've done good here today.
Really? With a straight face? You can actually say that? We've done something.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me...
Yeah.
Brendan! Get back in here. What? Get up. Just do it. I think we've done good here today.
Really? With a straight face? You can say that?
He's not taking it from me either.
Everything's said with a straight face from Brendan, so...
Corey, come back.
What?
I think he's done.
Okay, so you're just going to close it out for us?
Yeah, I'll just finish.
All right, so go ahead and hit me again with it.
I think we've done good here today.
We did something. I don't know if it's good.
Yeah.
Well, as always, you're listening to the
Anthem podcast.
No, this is my part.
Network.
This is my part. You stay quiet for this.
For Corey and Brendan.
You are bad. You're just as bad at this as Corey. As always, you're listening to the Anthem podcast, part of the growing the Anthem digital network. For Corey and Brendan, this is Rob. For Corey and you guys can't see it, but there's air quotes. Brendan, this is Rob. Have a great week, everybody.
You know they call them fingers, but you ever see them fing?